Just testing, 1, 2, 3. Just testing, 1, 2, 3. Let's turn that off. Hello, Sally. Hello there. Oh, I can't get on my desk as usual. Hi, Trudy. Hello there. Thank you very much, Heidi. Thank you. I hope I'm not too close. Hi, Anne. I hope you're all right, Heidi. Hi, Trina. Good evening. Thank you. Hello, Nicola. Loved your project today, Nicola. Very clever. Can hear and see you. Thank you, Trudy. I'm now trying to move my wire out of the way and it's not working. Good evening, Sylvia. Good evening. Hi, Deborah. How are you, lovely? Hope you're well. Hi, Heather. Good evening, Fiona. Here we go again. Just wait, by the 12th day you'll be saying, oh, not here again. Hi, Liz. Hello, Avril. Good evening, Rachel. I'm going to say a few hellos and then we'll make a start. Good evening, Kim. Can hear and see fine. Thank you, Anne. It's a bit close to my hands, I know that much. Hi, Ruth. Hello, Alison. Good evening. Hi, Alison. Everything's completely on top of me. I've got stuff everywhere. But you're not surprised by that at all, are you? Hello, Pat. Good evening. Warm welcome. Warm welcome to everybody. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Louise. Thank you all for joining me for our 12 days of inspiration. Hello, Martine. Warm welcome. So I'm just going to hang fire for a minute because I did come on 1 minute early. Hello, Susan. Hey up, Bev. How are you? Good evening. Evening, playmates. Evening, Tracy and ladies. Hey up, Leslie. I have my big girl pants on ready for the joke. They're appalling. Appalling. The way I say them is appalling, but there you go. No, we will be missing you. Now you'll be ready for the peace and quiet. Hi, Chris. Good evening, everybody. So before we start, hello, Amanda. Long time no speak. So before we start, I'm just going to let you know that we're using the usual product for me. Hi, Jane. Hello, Sue. Welcome, welcome, ladies. So I'm using my Pink Frog Super Smooth card, 300 GSM. Hello, Kathleen. Warm welcome. Hi, Maureen. Warm welcome. So I'm using my Pink Frog Super Smooth card, 4x6. I've got a matte 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and I have a 5x7 card blank. Hello, Marie. I'm still waiting for your message so that you can claim your stamp, lovely. I hope you're well, Marie. Hello, Sandra. Hello, Leanne. So that's the substrate we're using, is our cardstock. So I've got my 4x6, which is what I'm going to start with. Let me make sure I have got 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, because I know what I'm like. I pick up that much, I pick up the wrong thing. Good evening, Jeanette. Good evening. Oh, Kim, hello there. Hello, Kim. Hope you're well. Warm welcome. So again, off the cuff we go. Hello, Denise. Welcome. Welcome again. Thank you all for joining me. Hello, Diane. Warm welcome. So I'm going to make a start on the card, and then when it's just sitting on there, we'll have a little trivia. We'll get back to you later. No problem, Marie. I'm only pulling your leg. There's no rush. There's no rush at all, Marie. So I'm going to use my 3x5" gel press. Hello, Kim. Good evening. So I sound like somebody off Question Time. Good evening. Sounds really, really sort of good evening. So hello, ladies. Warm welcome. So I've got my 3x5" gel press, and that's what I'm going to start with. So I always like to use my gel press. If I don't know where I'm going to start, I'll take my 3x5. Hello, Maxine. Hi, Lynn. Warm welcome, lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Twisted Citron and Cracked Pistachio. Thank you, everybody, for welcoming everybody. That's lovely. Thank you. So we're going to be using Twisted Citron and Cracked Pistachio. So those of you that didn't catch Amanda's live, that will be available on YouTube either later on or in the morning. We'll make sure that you've got that on YouTube. Amanda did a lovely tag for us, so if you want to catch that on Rewind. We also have Nicola Moss, who posted in group and did a fantastic project with the arch and made it look like a 3D arch come window, which was brilliant. So absolutely brilliant. Oh, thank you, Marie. And the lovely Lucy did an amazing fabric project, so you can catch that in group as well. She stamped onto fabric with her VersaFine Clairs and did some beautiful stitching. It just goes to show you how versatile stamps are, so you can catch that in the group as well. Twice in one day. Hi, Moira. Hi. No need to bunk off now, Sally. I agree with Sally. It's a little close. No problem. Let me just... let me see if I can... That's too close. Is that better? Is that better? There we go. So hopefully that's a little bit better. Yes, the fabric project is amazing. So hopefully that's a little bit better for you, if that's a little bit close for Sally. Yes, Nicola's arch was brilliant, wasn't it? Clever idea. Very clever idea. So hopefully close enough, but not too close. Thank you, Heather. I know, I thought Lucy's apron was amazing. So we're going to be using these Distress Oxides. Yes, good, thanks. Better. Okay, Sally, no problem. Some people prefer it closer, some people want it a little bit further away. So we get there in the end. So we've got our 2 oxide inks. That's better. Thanks, Ruth. If you want it pulling further away, just let me know. Yes, brilliant. Thank you, Kim. So we're now ready to make a start. I'm going to be using Twisted Citron first. And again, I will draw a random winner from the comments to win £20 sort of gift code that you can use in the shop. Got my glass of wine here and crafting along. Who knows what I'll end up with. Good for you, Fiona. So I'm going to press my Twisted Citron onto my 3x5 gel press, and I've added my gel press to a acrylic block. Missed the other tutorials, so we'll have to check them on catch up. No problem, Moira. Yes, it was brilliant, wasn't it, Helen? So it was really clever idea. So I'm just adding my Twisted Citron, which is, it's not too dark, so I've added that all over my gel press. I've got a spare piece of 4x6 as well, just for the 2nd generation print. Good evening, Sarah. I'm now going to take Cracked Pistachio. Karen Clark inks work great too. So I like the oxides on the gel press, and when you've used your gel press quite a few times, they don't bead up, so they work quite nicely. So I'm just using the Cracked Pistachio around the edges. Yes, so Nicola, Amanda did one, and Lucy, and Heidi will be having we'll have a YouTube video tomorrow morning as well. So look out for Heidi's project. I have some Lisa Horton inks. Can I use any of those? Yes, I would have thought you can use Lisa Horton inks as well. Yes, give them a test on your gel press. They should be absolutely fine. I'm crafting with your stags while I watch. Yay! So don't forget your 2nd generation. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to bring in a little palette, and I started to add some here, and I'm going to use Lindy's Take It or Leaf It. So I'm going to use Take It or Leaf It, and I'm going to add a few of those to my paint palette because I can reactivate these, even if they go dry, I can spritz with water and reactivate those. Hello, Sue. Hello, Sue. So I'm going to add some water just to the Take It or Leave It. So I'm going to add water, and I've added that to my paint palette. You don't have to add it to a paint palette if you don't wish, but I do want it on the paint palette for this occasion. Oh, you should get your gel press out, Helen. So what I'm going to do now is just take the excess off, and I'm just going to add the splatters to my gel press. So let's add those splatters to the gel press. What I love is, yes, the Lindy's are in my shop, Beverly, yes they are. What I love is I don't have to rush. I don't have to rush my project, because sometimes if you're working with paints, you've either got to let them dry, or once you've taken a second print, you've got to be in a bit of a, you know, a little bit quicker. Whereas with these, I can take my time. So I've added the Lindy's Take It or Leave It onto the gel press. What time tomorrow, Heidi? I think Heidi said her video will be live at 7 AM. I'm sure she said that. If you've never used your gel press, don't be frightened of it. Just get it out and add some inks and splatter some water. You'll be surprised. Hello, Katrina. No problem that you're late at all. Now, in this second one here, I'm just going to add some water. So I'm just going to add some water to this. And obviously, some of the blue will come off my brush. I'm glad it's not just me. Yes, get those gel presses out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flick with some water as well. Because we've got those oxides on there, those will react with that water. I haven't checked out my order yet. Bless. So what I'm going to do is just wipe around here so that my hands don't slip. And look, there's no panic. I haven't got to rush my project. Let's take our cards. Let me just make sure that's my 4x6. This will be your new addiction once you start. Honestly, the gel press or the gel plate is wonderful, because you can just take your time and make as many backgrounds as you wish. So I've got the inks on there and I've got the Lindy's on there. I'm going to turn this over and then I'm going to press this onto my card. No problem, Sue. Now, you've got two choices. You can either leave it like that so that you've got these lovely gaps and everything, or you can press it so that it makes contact with your cardstock. You can still leave some of those white areas. No problem, Trace. No problem at all. You can still leave some of those white areas. You don't have to press it all. But what I would suggest is when you're using the inks, just give that a little bit of time just to sit on there. Because if you lift it too soon, every bit of ink just goes into the centre. And I don't really want that. I want some of the ink to absorb onto the card. I love my gel press as well. Then again, I get stuck as to what to put on them. Sometimes you can just have a background and not put anything on them if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you. So I'm going to, can you see, watch now. If I lift this, can you see it all moving to the centre? So I'm just going to leave it a bit longer, and let's have one trivia out of my little box from Diane. According to classic Christmas film, It's a Wonderful Life, oh, one of my favourites. Hi, Patricia. What does an angel get every time a bell rings? This is easy. According to the film, It's a Wonderful Life, what does an angel get every time the bell rings? This is an easy one. I've watched it that many times. This one's so easy. Every time the bell rings, what does an angel get? And it's in the film, It's a Wonderful Life. And I'll just lift this up now. Wings, exactly, Avril. They get their wings. I love that film. I love that film. Now, can you see our background? Exactly, it's Wings. I love that film. I love a little bit of trivia like that. Wingstop UK. Exactly, wings. Now, I've got a second generation print on here. It's wings, it is as well. Now I've got to tell my joke. Knock, knock. And you're obviously saying, who's there? So I'm presuming you've all said, who's there? Arthur. Arthur who? Arthur, any mince pies left? Oh dear. Oh dear. I can explain that, Kathleen. I've just got to tell my joke again. Knock, knock. Who's there? Arthur. Arthur who? Arthur, any mince pies left? Ba-bum. I just love him. And it is wings. It is wings. I watch it every Christmas Eve. I watch it every Christmas, Avril. Oh, I've not watched the coloured, or have I watched the coloured version? Who's there, Tracy? I've given the answer now. I like my answer. So now it's one of my faves. It really is. Now, Kathleen, the Take It or Leave It is a powdered pigment that you activate with water. You can also add it to texture paste, and you can add it to your inks. You can add it to stencils. Oh dear, I know, Patricia. Now I'm going to add some of the neat Lindy's to my background. Red Bull gives you wings. So I just love It's a Wonderful Life. There's certain films I just love watching. So what I'm going to do is I've got my neat, that's bad. I know it's really bad. I know it's good though. I love it. So I'm going to take some more water. And again, there's still blue in this. It's my favourite as well, Nikki. It's my favourite. And I'm just going to add a little bit of water to this, just so that it marbles a little bit. So I'm just adding a little bit of water to that. So while that does its thing, I know I can't help it. So while that does its thing, I'm just going to move that on one side, and I've flicked it everywhere. So let's move that onto one. Don't give up the day job, Tracy. Sorry, Kelly. It should catch up. Yes, pull them down to refresh. You are in sync, Helen. I can see you. Yes. Yes, you can use Brushos in exactly the same way, Leanne. No problem at all. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in the second generation. So we've got the second generation ink on here, and I'm going to spritz that with water. And I'm just going to see if there's anything on there. And the only reason I'm wiping around the gel press is so that it doesn't slip out of my hand. So you can use your Brushos, no problem at all. So I'm just going to use the rest of the ink from my gel press onto the background, just to make a second generation print. And obviously it's going to be a lot paler. It does look lovely with a bit of the bluey colour, the bluey green. And it's just lovely. So I'm just using that second generation. Now I'm not mopping this up at all. I'm just making sure I've got no too much moisture around the outside. So I'm just dabbing this up just so there's not too much moisture around the outside. Get your Brushos out, Helen. You don't want them gathering dust. Now I'm going to lift this up so that you can see the actual tinges of blue that are in there as well. And the longer you can leave that, the better. The longer you can leave it, the better. So I'm just giving this a little bit of time, just so that it doesn't all go to the centre. And your second background is often just as good as your first background. So it's just a lot paler, but also just as beautiful. It really does look lovely. You can obviously go in and splatter with a little bit more of your blue if you wish, but the second generation looks just as good. So always do a second generation. You can even do a third generation if you wish. Hi Angela. So the longer you can leave it, the better, because it continues to react and it just looks better and better the longer you can leave it. Just gone in after dog walk, so feet up for some inspiration now. Hi Rebecca. Hi lovely. So if I can leave this longer, then it reacts even more. But you can see that background has still got some of this, you know, bluey grey colour with adding the Lindy's. Oh my God, I've been on the Polar Express train at Telford. It's so magical. I adore it. I took an extra flask of hot. Oh, at Telford. I'll have to mention that to somebody I know that's got young children. So I'm going to move that on one side. Hi Jan, and it's this one that I'm going to use. But if you prefer the paler one, you could quite easily use the paler one. Really shock. I love the green. They're in the drawer. You need to get them out of the drawer. Definitely. Right. So we're going to bring this in now, and I'm now going to dry this a little bit. But if you wanted to, you can still come in with some. Can you see how pigmented this is? Because look at all the blue in that. It's just so pigmented. But you can still come in and you can still add some of the water to the background if you wish, because it will still continue to react. Let's move that gel press out of the way. We have one at Llangollen. It's wonderful. Love both of those backgrounds. Thank you, Trina. But you can see how pigmented it is because my fan brush has still got all that colour in there. Now, if you put it in a palette, you can reactivate that and you can also paint with it. No problem at all, Sarah. We're in no rush. What I'm going to do now is, when we're using oxides, most of the time we dab that and then it will be bleached out. But I'm not doing that this time because I want that colour to remain on there. So I'm going to take my heat tool and I'm going to give it a little bit of a dry. But what I'm going to try to do, thanks Sally, is not to move that colour too much, just to dry it. So I don't want to move the colour too much, just so that that dries. And I'm going to pick this up so that you can see that quite clearly. Let's move this to one side. And I'm not moving the colour, I'm just drying it. I'm going to dry from underneath as well, just so that the card bends. Oh, good idea, Susan. So we'll just give that a dry, and you can see those blue is coming through with the green. I love green, Karen, I really do. Oh, you should get them out, Helen. You'll fall in love with them. If you give them a go, you've only got to do a small project and you soon fall in love with them. Because it's a shame if they're just gathering dust. So I'm just giving this a dry. And the reason, why did the bauble join the craft club? It wanted to be well-rounded creatively. Oh, yours are as bad as mine, Sally. Yours are as bad as mine. Even if I say so. Right, can you see those colours? Yours are as bad as mine. Hi, Maureen. But you can, aren't those colours lovely? Just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Tracy, that's not WC card, is it? No, it's not watercolour card. You can use watercolour card and it will move even more because this is the Pink Frog Super Smooth card that I use most of the time. But you could quite easily use watercolour card and it will move even more. So yes, you could do that. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to take TE51 and I've got the small gel plates in my shop, 3x5 or 4-inch round. So I'm going to use the Wellingtons. If you can't find them, I can send you a link afterwards. Don't forget to use your code Tracy10 so you get your discount. It is super smooth, 300 GSM. So I have my Wellingtons. The card's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So I've got the Wellingtons, the larger ones, and I've got the diamond background, and I've got the diamond background as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Shady Lane. I'm going to use Shady Lane. Another good one. Don't encourage her, Helen. Do not encourage her. Well, maybe two coming for Christmas. I think you might have, Rebecca. So I'm going to use Shady Lane, and I'm going to ink the boots up with Shady Lane, which is a beautiful deep green. So let's take this beautiful deep green, and this has been used many times, this ink pad has, and it's better to use an ink pad that's been used a few times. No problem, Ruth. I've inked up with Shady Lane, and I'm going to take the diamond background, and I'm going to press the diamond background onto my boots. So I'm just going to press the diamond background onto my boots, just to give the kissing technique. And you can see it's removed some ink. So we've removed that. So we've removed some ink, and then we're going to place this just down here, she says, just down here on the bottom edge. Oh, I'm obsessed with the Wellingtons. I really am obsessed with the wellies. Now, I've taken some of that ink off here using that diamond stamp. I'm kissing again, Diane. I love a bit of kissing. Well, kissing technique anyway. But I am mad on the wellies. Now, what I suggest you do is you give that a little bit of time to make an impression on the surface, mainly because you've got that oxide ink on there. Yes, don't encourage her. She's getting worse than me, Sally is, for the jokes. They're as bad as mine. So, and you can see we've got the Wellingtons there with the lovely Snogger Chops. Snogger Chops. Snogger Chops. I'll have to remember that one. So now we've got the Wellingtons on there, and they've got a little pattern on there. Red Lippy and Pucker Up Tracy. No, I think I'll just stick to this kissing technique. Try saying that 5 times. Snogger Chops. So we've now got the wellies on there, and they've got that beautiful background. I could have quite easily stamped this onto another piece of card, really. What I'm going to do then is take the berries stamp. No idea where the packaging is. So I'm going to take the berries stamp, which is TE55. So I'm going to take TE55. And I've got that on my acrylic block. Try to remember to get some things out. Why does Santa have 3 gardens? And I know, poor Ian. Oh, bless you, Yvonne. I don't know, why does Santa have 3 gardens so he can ho, ho, ho? I forgot that one. How can I forget these? I've even told that one. I'm hopeless. Right, so I've got the berry stamp. Let me show you which one I've got so you can see. Let me grab some white paper. I've got this berry stamp here. The pattern on the wellies looks fab, doesn't it? Now I've got this berry stamp here that I'm using. I know, I forgot that one. And I'm going to use my, oh dear, Leslie. See, Leslie, I like it because then everybody else can groan at you. So I'm using Shady Lane. So let's take our Shady Lane, and we're going to ink up those berries. There we go. Snogger Chops is a new one. I know, Snogger Chops. So I'm going to add these now just to my Wellingtons, but let's just bring in the copier paper just so that I've got the top of them Wellingtons, and I'm just going to add these just here. So I'm just adding the berries here. So these are the berries from TE55, and you can see that I give that time. I love the berry. I love the berries, Sally, because I can use them all year round. I like the berries, as you may have seen. Actually, Chris, I do think you like the berries. I might have noticed that. So if I give that a little bit of time just to absorb onto there, we've then got a little bit of an impression. And you too, Anne. I'd have never noticed that you'd liked them, Anne. And as you can see, I've got a little impression on there that I can add some colour to. So that gives me a bit of an impression. But I want to extend the berries a little bit. So I'm going to ink the berries once again. So let's ink those once again with that Shady Lane ink. You need to add some Tim Holtz mica to your nails. Be a bit Christmassy then, wouldn't it, Diane? So I'm going to add this so that it just extends these berries a little bit further. I love these berries. I like things that I can use all year round as well. So I'm extending the berries. Why did the berry get invited to Christmas dinner? Because it was very good company. I think it's you that doesn't need to give up the day job, Sally. See, now I want to get another one of my jokes out now. So I've extended the berries. Shoot me now. I'm going to get one of mine out. What's my next joke? What do you call, groan, what do you call a three-legged reindeer? What do you call a three-legged reindeer? We need a small scarecrow, Tracy. Oh, we'll have to remember that. I'm in sync now. Yay. So what do you call a three-legged reindeer? Should I stick to tax returns? Absolutely, Sally. Ooh, you do tax returns. Come on. What do you call a three-legged reindeer? Hop along. Hop along. No, this is worse than that. Oh, this is worse than that. What do you call a three-legged reindeer? No idea. Don't know, Tracy. Eileen. Eileen? I think that's quite good. Eileen. No idea. Eileen. That's what you call a three-legged reindeer. Eileen. I'm sorry. Oh, that's quite funny, that is. So I'm going to take... I thought that was quite good. I can't wait to do these, Skippy. I can't wait to say these on Christmas Day because they all moaned their head off. Wonky. Eileen. Yes, correct. Eileen. I thought it was quite good. Sorry I'm late. I'm having a new washer delivered tomorrow and I need to get things ready. Yay. At least you can wash some clothes then, Catherine. So I've added the berries here. Hello, Paula. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take TE18 Wobble. Wobble. I'm going to use Decorations and I'm going to use the Little Bauble. So I'm going to use the Little Bauble and I'm going to use Shady Lane. I like that one though, I do. It's quite good, isn't it, Helen? Eileen. I think it's brilliant. Can't help myself. So I'm going to use Best Money Spent on Trade. I love them, Diane. I love them. I actually chuckle. What's hilarious is when I've done the live 3 hours later or 4 hours later when I go to bed, I'm still chuckling to myself afterwards. And Ian will go, what are you chuckling to yourself? Your short pencils make me laugh. Look at this one. That's my Inktense pencil. I can't get rid of them. Sally, your jokes are getting worse. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the bauble just here, like so. And I've just inked the bauble with Shady Lane. Oh dear. No idea, no. You love the jokes, really. So I'm just adding the little bauble just here. And I'm going to colour that so you can see the bauble. Did you know there are several different boxes of them? No, I didn't. What do you call a reindeer with no eyes or legs? Still no idea. Unbelievable. So I'm going to now add a little bit of colouring. So I'm going to dangle that bauble just so that it actually... Still not as good as Eileen. I think that's brilliant. So I'm going to add some colour to this. We'll have to use some of these jokes. Exactly, Lee. It breaks the ice. So it's a good idea to use some of the jokes. So I'm now using a olive green PC 911. So I'm using an olive green 911. And I'm just adding a light touch to the bauble with the olive green. I'm then going to use, which I haven't sharpened, spring green 913. So I'm going to use spring green to come into that dark green. Don't encourage Tracy, Jean says. Oh, I love a good joke. I do. I'm then going to use my chartreuse, and you can tell I love this colour because it's so small, but don't panic, I've ordered a new one. Got new ones. So I've got the chartreuse, which is 989. Take care, Patricia. So I'm going to go back. Thank you, Diane. I'm going to go back to the dark green 911, and I'm just going to add a little bit more of that dark green. Now what you'll notice is you can still see those splatters through the bauble. Oh, Louise ordered some jokes this morning, she says, Diane. So I've got that olive green. No, Inktense pencils, you react with water, Leanne. These are not reactive with water. You blend them pencil to pencil. Inktense, you blend with water. Don't add water to your pencil, but you can also add Inktense to fabric. And once you've heat set them with your heat tool, they are permanent. The Inktense are. So I'm going to take the chartreuse. Well done, Amanda. What do you call a reindeer that's deaf? Anything you like, it still won't come. Oh. Anything you like, it still won't come. Terrible. So I'm just using the chartreuse just to blend those. And can you see that you can still see the pattern through from the Lindy's? You can still see the Lindy's pattern through there. So I'm going to come in, and just while that rests a little bit, bye Jeanette, having to go now for dinner, no problem. I'm now going to add a little bit of colour to the berries. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this green just to some of the berries, just to give them a little bit more life. So just add a little bit of that darkest colour, olive green, 911 to the berries. So just add that to the berries. Then we're going to go to our spring green 913. You only need to add a little bit of colour to the berries because they've got the oxide on there and everything else, but it just brings them to life a little bit more. And then we're going to use chartreuse 989. I do like, what do you call a blind dinosaur with a dog? A blind dinosaur with a dog. A blind dinosaur with a dog. Oh, no idea. I'm hopeless at remembering as well if somebody's told me the joke before. So I'm just adding a little bit of chartreuse to that. Do you think he saw us? What? Is that the answer? Do you think he saw us? So I'm just going to come back to the bauble again and just add a little bit more of that dark colour. I got another set of pencils today, so 3 now. And I think only 2 colours replicated. Yay, Jane. I got some single colours that are running low. Look. Oh, well, nearly not that. I got these new colours that are running low. So I bought 6 because some of my colours were running low. Not as low as my Inktense pencil, but I refuse to get rid of that. Thank you, Diane. And I'm going to come back to the spring green and just blend that a little bit more. But can you see, I'm not obliterating the pattern on the bauble. The pattern on the bauble is still visible. What do you call a Teletubby that's been burgled? Teletubby that's been burgled. Oh, Teletubby that's been burgled. No idea what you call a Teletubby that's been burgled. You have to add Rex, Alison. I love single. I can order a few at a time. Me too, Sally. Well, I did have the big set for Christmas, so it's not too bad. I'm going to take my Inktense pencil and I'm just going to add a little bit of dark shading to the bottom. So I'm going to bring in my Inktense Tubby. 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 So I'm just going to bring in a little bit of the shading. Just bring a little bit to that. And then I'm just going to dab it because I will add a little bit of green as well. Just a little bit of green. So it's wet still there, so I don't want to do that at the moment. Just let that rest a little bit. I'm then going to take TE44, and TE44 as the little bird that I can use. So I'm going to take the little bird and I'm going to add the little bird to my project. I don't know how many acrylic blocks one person can grab out, but I've got that many. Fiona, that took me a moment longer than it should. It took me longer than a moment. So I'm going to take the little bird from TE44 and I'm going to add my little bird. So I'm going to add my bird around about there. Oh, thank you, Heather. Quite pleased how this is turning out. So I'm just giving that a little bit of time just to absorb onto the surface. There we go. So let's just... Now I'm going to add a little bit of black to this just so that I didn't have to mask off my branch. So I'm just adding a little bit of black to that. Oh, I get it. Oh dear me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add a little bit of this dark green. I'm holding the pencil on its side so that it's very light. So I'm just holding the pencil just on its side, just so that that's very light, to just add some of the green. Oh, thank you, Sarah. And then I'm just going to just make sure you can see the line just down here on the Wellington, like so. I'm then going to take, I'm glad it's not just me, Sally. The bird brings personality, just like me, Sally. So I'm going to add a little bit of the Inktense around here, like so. And then I'm going to take my brush again, a little bit of water. And if you want to see another berry card with the berries, check out Lynn Lindsay's card from tonight, which was inspired from Anne's sample on Monday. They're both really gorgeous. Lots of inspiration for you. So I've just added a little bit of depth to those. Thank you, Sue. Now we need to add a little bit of white as well, but I'm still going to give that a little bit of time to rest. You could make the berries red and a bit of holly if you wanted to make it Christmas. Absolutely. I'm still classing it as Christmas anyway because it's got a bauble on. So absolutely you could. And I'm going to add some touches of gold. So I'm going to take the believe word. So I'm going to take the believe word, and the believe word is from TE18, the same as the bauble. It's looking good. Love the wellies. Thank you. So I'm going to use the word believe to place at the top there. Yeah, a man and gardener. Yes. But if you wanted to give it to somebody for Christmas, but it's not the typical Christmas card and it's something a little bit different, you can. So it doesn't have to necessarily, you know, just smack Christmas at you all the time with your poinsettias. I did a Facebook Live, sorry, a YouTube video with the poinsettias, Fiona, not long ago, with the Lindies as well. I did do a YouTube video. It should be in my recent YouTubes. I did one with the YouTube, I did a couple of cards with the poinsettia on YouTube. So you can, but I'll try and remember to do one as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some touches of gold. Where are we? Or do I do my white first? I'm going to do my white first. So there is video, there's a video with 2 cards on YouTube. I did them about, it's probably about the 4th or 5th video along. I did them recently with the poinsettia. So I'm just using the bleed proof white because we're going to add some touches of white. Exactly, Diane, a winter birthday as well, because my birthday's in January and people really struggle with winter birthday cards. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some touches of white. So I can just add some touches of white to the berries, just so that it just, oh, somebody's found you the link. Thank you, Sylvia. Sylvia's found you the link for the YouTube. Bless you, Sylvia. So we just add this here, like so. But I will do more inspiration as well. But I'm just adding, it means that you can use your stamps all year round. I'm going to add some white just to the bauble here. And then I'm going to add a little touch of white just here and there on my branch. So just adding a little bit. Let's take some excess off. I'm getting ideas for my daughter's birthday, December the 18th. She loves green. There you go then, Helen. So I'm just adding some touches of white just to bring it to life a little bit more. Just to give that a little bit more. You don't have to add the white everywhere. You can just add touches if you want. So, oh, okay, worth getting then. Yes, it's a brilliant, it's exactly what it says on the tin. Because it's bleed proof, the colour doesn't bleed through it. I still use my Posca because I love it, but the Posca will pick up the colour from the background. So it's ideal because this doesn't pick up the colour from the background. So it's brilliant. It really does work really nicely. Now what I want to do is we will add a little bit of the white just to here. We'll take some of the white on here. Let's add a little bit more. Because I've got friends as well who, you know, like something different for Christmas, not always the same thing. And also I have winter birthdays. So let me just add some water to this. I'll rinse that in a moment. Where's my kitchen roll? And then I'm going to take my fan brush, which we know has still got plenty of that blue in. I've got brushes with bits of everything in. Feel better soon, Alison. Sorry, feeling rough. We'll watch again later. No problem, Alison. Feel better soon. Nothing worse when you're not feeling brilliant. So I'm going to take the bleed proof white. Oh, and would get one present for Christmas and one for birthday. Mine's January, so mine often gets forgotten because it's January and it's a bit of a pain for everybody. So I'm just adding some of the bleed proof, just a few little splatters here and there. I worry about cleaning that afterwards. So I've just added a few splatters of that. So I'm just going to clean my brush. Take care, Alison. Now I won't keep you much longer. I'm going to add a little bit of Inktense pencil just below the Believe. This is the only problem when your birthday's really close to Christmas. So I've got the white on there, and I'm just going to add a little bit. Oh, you have a January birthday, do you, Trina? My birthday one year was a daughter. Wow, that's very special. So I'm just going to... So your daughter's got the same birthday. So I'm just adding some Inktense pencil just below there. And then I'm just going to activate a little bit of the Inktense. I'm going to add some splatters, and then I'll add the touches of, will I do the, no, I'll do the touches of gold first. Where have I put them? There they are. My dad was Christmas Day, my son New Year's Eve, and I'm the third. Oh, crikey. Yeah, it's nice if you can make effort. So I'm going to use some gold for finishing touches. So I'm going to use blue gold, as it calls it, the Gansai Tambi paints. I'm going to use the blue gold. So I'm going to pick up some of the gold, and then I'm just going to take the excess off. And then I'm going to add some of the gold. Eldest grandson birthday December, twin grandsons January. Oh wow, twin grandsons. So I'm just going to add a little bit of gold. I need it a bit stronger than that. So I'm just adding some touches of gold to give it a little touch of opulence. I will lift this up so that you can see till the 27th of Jan. Oh, crikey. So I'm just adding these touches of gold just to bring a little touch of shimmer for my finishing touches. Just add a little bit of that shimmer. And I can tell I'm losing those. Oh, did you? Oh, bless you, Sally. Thank you. So I'm just using a touch of gold just to give a little bit of a touch of gold without it being over the top. So I'm adding little touches of gold. I'm a twin. We had to share presents. Oh, Leslie, I didn't realise you were a twin. So let's just add a little bit of gold there. And I'm going to add a little touch of gold to the Wellingtons, just here and there. And I've missed a few white touches. I knew I would. On the Wellingtons. But I'm adding some touches of gold. Oh, thanks, Trace. Thank you. So we'll move the gold out of the way, and I have to do it properly. I can't leave it. So I'm just going to rinse my brush, and then I'll lift you this up so you can see the gold. But I need to get the white out again. I love doing lives when you're not too stressed and you can just enjoy what you're doing. So I didn't put a little bit of white on the Wellingtons. So just wanted it's hardly anything, but I notice it, so I have to do it. So just add your layers of white. I'll lift this up and then we'll add the matte and layer. It's my favourite part as well, Emmy. But can you see the shimmer from the touch of gold? It really just gives it a little touch of shimmer, and it really finishes it off really nicely. Bless you, Helen. So I'm going to take my 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 inch piece of card, and I'm now going to add, have I got a blending? Of course I haven't got a blending brush out. So I'm just going to take my blending brush. I love adding the gold. Oh, thank you, Louise. So we're going to add some of the Twisted Citron, and we're going to add this around the card. Now I'm not going to splatter this with water because it's not sort of snowy. So I'm just adding the colour very lightly around the outer edge. Thank you, Anne. So we're just adding this around the outer edge. Don't disappear until I've drawn the winner. Mind you, it doesn't matter if you disappear. I can still draw the winner, Tracy. So let's just blend that out. So I've got a little bit of Twisted Citron. It finishes it off nicely, doesn't it, Leslie? And then I'm going to take a little bit of cracked pistachio. Is it cracked pistachio? Yes, cracked pistachio. And I'm just going to add a little touch of that cracked pistachio. And it's more for the recipient so that they can see the effort you've gone to by everything coordinating really nicely with the layered background as well. Thank you very much, Jean. Now, again, you could mop that up with another piece of card if you wanted to. I will bring in the 2nd generation print so you can see it as well. Now it's completely dried. Let's bring this in. So let's add this to our matte and layer. I never tried a card with the background the same colour as the stamping, but it doesn't it look fabulous? Oh, thank you. They're lovely, Kim. They're lovely. So let's take our adhesive that needs filling up. Now I'm just going to add some adhesive to the centre because I have added moisture to that. Thank you, Maureen. So we'll just add this to... I'm going to lift that up because it'll just make it a little bit easier for me. Now just make sure you press that down in the centre. Yes, it is the little touches, I think, that really finish things off. I do want to add a little bit of Posca pen now that I've got the matte and layer on there. And honestly, if you could see how much is on my desk, so I'm going to add a little bit of Posca pen just because I enjoy doing that. And as you can see, it's really coming out easy. That's better. Just a few little touches of the Posca pen. Let's make sure. Now, if you've got a little area that isn't quite stuck down, like I have here. Oh, I haven't. It's stuck down now. And then I'm going to add this to a 5x7 card blank. Thank you very much, everybody. So let's add this to a 5x7 card blank, making sure that that is the right way up. And you could also add the wellies to the inside quite easily. So this would be a lovely card, even for somebody like me, a gardener who loves Christmas and gardening. It would be perfect. And then if I hold this up, let me move that, you can see the finishing touches just on the card, just so you can see that. But I love that you can still see the pattern through the bauble. I really love that. So I'm going to draw the winner now. I'm using, I use Tonic Deluxe glue that I put into my Pink Frog dispenser. Thank you very much. Right, I'm going to sort of scan down now to pick my winner, so bear with me. I'm sort of scanning up and down just so that just so that I can pick my winner. And the winner is Leslie Cave. Leslie Cave. So Leslie, if you can message me, you've got a a code for £20 in the shop. So Leslie, if you can message me. Oh, of course, now I've scanned up, I can't see the messages. Oh, thank you, Anne. Thank you very much. You're very welcome, ladies. And don't forget, Heidi has got a video tomorrow morning, so you can check out Heidi's YouTube channel. She will have some amazing inspiration for you. And don't forget to check out tomorrow's inspiration from the design team as well. Thank you, Diane. Thank you. Let's move that so you can see that. So if you can message me, then I can give you your code. You're very welcome, Jean. You're very welcome. So I'll try and do one with the poinsettia as well. Tonic Deluxe glue. I can't even speak. So have a lovely evening, everybody. And I will see you this time tomorrow at 7 o'clock for another live. Amanda will be back at 4. We'll have a design team post from one of our ladies. I can't remember whether it's Lynn or Rebecca. No, Rebecca's Friday. It could be Patricia. Yes, it could be Patricia. So if you look out for Patricia's post as well. And I'll see you all tomorrow. So thanks very much, everyone. Love to all. It's been a pleasure spending time with you. Bye, everyone. Bye.